Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Farhan, also known as Gunner since 96, and you are watching my Europa League round of last 16 draw reaction. That's right. We have drawn to Olympiacos. It was written. It was absolutely written. We were always going to play them. I have to say, I was quite nervous that we were actually going to be drawn to Villarreal or maybe Spurs or United. As the draw was going on, we got to the halfway stage and I thought, oh, it's inevitable. We're gonna either draw Olympiacos or it's gonna be a United or Spurs. And you know, it happened to be Olympiacos. The first tie is away at the ground that we just played in last night. So you couldn't write it, the story. The fact that Socrates has moved over there, the fact that they beat us last season. This, for me, is the perfect tie for Arsenal to right all the wrongs. I am really looking forward to this tie. I'm really confident about this tie because you don't need motivation. You don't need to be motivated for a tie like this. All those boys that played last season and that lost in that last 32 round at the Emirates will be up for it, and they have to be. I think it was Arteta's first Europa League game in charge where he lost. He will be up for it. They need to devise the most tactically smart plan to try and win this game. I want to see us win this the ties in the first leg. I don't want to wait until we get to the Emirates and then have to go through that nervy 90 minutes that we did last night. No way. This has to be a game where we absolutely run riot and we show them the difference, the gulf in quality compared to last season. Do we have a better team than we did last season? Yes, I think so. I think especially in midfield with the likes of Partey, Odegaard, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka coming through the ranks as well. Aubameyang scoring goals. Look, they are going to be up for it. But let's not get it twisted. Olympiacos have a pretty good squad as well. They beat PSV Eindhoven 5-4. They're in the Europa League because they couldn't qualify through to the Champions League group stages. I think they got 1 point, which was enough to get them into third, which was enough to get them into the Europa League. Like I said, they beat PSV 5-4 in aggregate. They lost 2-1. But I think they're very, very strong at home. And they showed that against PFC, where they beat them 4-2. Yeah, 4-2. They beat PSV at home 4-2, and then they lost in Holland. And so, you know, as I guess as good of a tie as this is for us, we're not going to go into this game thinking, oh, it's going to be an easy game. I think this is a different tie where we're not playing a particularly difficult opponent where we need to be worried, where we need to devise a plan that perhaps we sit back and then we look for our opportunities, or it's not one of those games where we're overly confident that we're playing a very, very small side. This is history. This is a team that beat us last season, that caused us big problems, where we did treat them like a very small side. We did go into that game last season thinking we're going to walk all over Olympiacos, and they showed us why they deserve respect. So we have to go into this game with a lot more respect for them. But I think they will fear playing us in this stage. They will absolutely be bricking it. And so it will be Olympiacos that will need to devise the game plan, that will need to get everything perfect. But let's have a look at their squad. I mean, they have some good players. Socrates is back, is at the back. They just signed him, so that adds a bit of quality there. He's a decent defender as well. They've got the likes of Bukalakis, Mvia, Valbuena, Camara, Bruma, El Arabi, who we know all about, and they play in a similar formation to us, a 4-2-3-1. or exactly the same formation. It's going to be a fascinating game, and I cannot wait. In between those games, we have the North London derby as well, and that's interesting. That's very interesting to note. If we have a look at the matches, we've got Leicester next, and then we got Burnley, and then after Burnley, it's 4 days. So we play Burnley at 12:30 on Saturday, and then we play Benfica. Not Benfica. I've put that in the back of my mind. Olympiacos away on the 11th on Thursday. Then we've got Tottenham on Sunday at 4:30 at the Emirates, and then we're back at the Emirates 4 days later to play Olympiacos again, and then 3 days later we've got West Ham. So 2 London derbies in between. A very, very important Olympiacos tie. And I expect Arsenal to win this tie. And I expect them to win it convincingly. And if they don't, then it just shows me how far behind they are and how much they've fallen back since last season. If we can manage to pick up a bit of form against Leicester, against Burnley, and we go into that game with confidence, with players on high form, if Aubameyang's managed to score a couple more goals, I fancy us to absolutely batter them at their own ground. And, we won 3-2 there. We're going to go back. It's going to be a familiar territory. We're going to be comfortable. And we're going to be back for the Emirates to play the second leg. But like I said, I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again and again. We need to win that tie at Olympiacos. We cannot come to the Emirates with something to play, with a tie to win. We can't get them to come into the Emirates with the type of momentum and confidence that they did last season. And if we do manage to get through to the next round, into the quarterfinals, these are the potential clubs that we could be facing. I mean, I expect Ajax to win their game. Villarreal, Roma, Spurs, United, Slavia Prague, Granada. Out of those teams in the quarterfinals, the teams that I'm most worried about are Villarreal, Spurs and United. Ajax, Roma, Slavia Prague and Granada, I wouldn't mind playing. I would really appreciate, if we win this game, to save the big teams, the so-called big teams, for the semi-finals, because anything goes in the semi-finals, you can never call it. But it seems very exciting. It seems as if we have a potential route to progress into this competition. Olympiacos would have been the best team we could have got out of all the so-called big teams, out of the Villarreal, the United, the Spurs, AC Milan. Do you know what I mean? Even Ajax to some extent. And yeah, so, it's just around the corner, 11th of March. It's days away. It's, I think, 2 weeks away, a week and a half. And yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, that's my instant reaction. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that bell notification to be notified every time I release a video. I'll be back tomorrow to give a match day preview, match day preview for the Leicester game. Obviously, it's an early kickoff on Sunday, so I'll be looking ahead to that tomorrow. But until then, stay home, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.